2001, where Droftas, of course, has quite a healthy lead. But we're on the final stretch now. This is the final 8 races, including Bahrain. So we are at the end of the season. And, Droftas with a 90... I think it's a 94-point lead at the moment. Let me just get the standings up just to double check on that. No, it's an 87 points gap, sorry, to Dan Murphy in second. Looks like we've got a turnout of 18 drivers, so not a full grid, but still decent. Something actually we haven't talked about is the relegation zone, with currently Abbasus, but he's only just joined, so that might not count, in bottom place. Liam Yer in 19th and Evil Hunter 18th. Those are the guys in the relegation zone at the moment, but obviously we do take into consideration if you join late, whatever. So drivers like Farth and Fatality aren't exactly out of the woods there either, and I think Farth is actually racing tonight, which he'll need to get some points on the board to make sure he doesn't get relegated at this rate. And then there's quite a big gap between sort of... Actually, no, it's quite close all across the field. Actually, the biggest gap there is just at the very top between first and second, 87 points. So yeah, and for the constructors, we've got a really good battle between AlphaTauri and Red Bull. Although AlphaTauri have got 64-point lead, Red Bull, McLaren, Alfa Romeo, Mercedes, Williams, Renault, all really close, and then the final 3. Bahrain, of course. Good, the only night race, full night race on the calendar. We've had some really good races and good battles over the year. I remember 2019 when Charles Leclerc should have won this race, had engine trouble, unfortunately. Still managed to get P3 because of a safety car. But yeah, in the end, Hamilton won, and very, very harsh for him because he got pole and was absolutely brilliant. And when Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton had an epic battle in 2014, at the start of their rivalry. I am joined today by Velocity in the commentary box.
Hello.
So you're going to be hearing his inspiring voice today as well.
I'm going to do my best Karun Chandok impression without trying to be racist.
Yeah, we won't have an impression, thanks. I think I could get us into trouble. And rightly so. But yeah, I have a feeling we're not going to see any rain today.
You know what? I think torrential rain, and Droftas is going to love it.
Well, Energetics is the first one out, and on his outlap we've also got Andreas' teammate following behind.
They've been quite compatible, haven't they, this season? These two.
Alfa Romeo has done alright in the championship, having a little race there. And Andreas gets ahead, which means we go to him, as he'll be the first one to settle up. What do you think of Andreas' helmet? It's quite different to the Alfa Romeo he's driving. Do you think it goes, or it's a bit out of place?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
but
I'm not a fan, personally.
He's Swedish, so
yeah,
it's
it is in the Swedish one. Energetics helmet actually goes really well with the Alfa Romeo, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But that won't matter. What matters, I'm sure, what Andreas would prefer is a win rather than praise for his helmet, because he had such a good start.
You could like a bit of both, isn't it?
Yeah, very true. But he had such a good start to the season. He's really fallen off. So he'll want to finish strong. He's realistically out the championship race, so he'll be just looking to finish strong and sort of build for next season. Because we don't know what the championship grid's going to look like next season. People, come and go. There'll be relegation, promotion, So
I'm sure we're going to be seeing FIFA Beefy next season.
Oh, definitely. Also in an Alfa Romeo as well.
You know what? The Alfa Romeo looks a very nice car. It's just a shame the engine's horrific.
It's grown on me. I really like the driver lineup in real life because I know a lot of people are a bit weird about Giovinazzi. They don't rate him because they want Mick Schumacher in the seat. But I think if it wasn't the Mick Schumacher thing, they'd actually quite like him because he's one of the only drivers that I've seen actually that can make Kimi laugh. And I think one of the reasons that Kimi stayed on another year was conditional on the fact that Gio was kept in the team. And I think that was the reason that they were signed on. And, he did a decent job.
Isn't Mick going to be at Haas anyway? So,
yeah, exactly. But still, people are a bit funny about it. But yeah, Giovinazzi got 20th to 10th.
I would have ideally liked to see Callum Ilott in a Alfa Romeo next season, but
But if that's the case, you gotta judge it on performance, and Giovinazzi currently has one more point than Raikkonen and is out qualified, and they're level on qualifying. So,
well, yeah, I haven't said though that I know, should stay. If I'm being honest,
but a lot. Andreas,
to be honest, if I'm being really honest, Alonso shouldn't come back.
Yeah, it's a real shame. He should let
that seat go to. It's all about
energetics to 126.5.
It's all about the development for Renault. I think that's why they're bringing him in. But
yeah, he's is today, because do you remember it was a dog of a car when he was there? Realistically,
Paulie Orange is out. He's
been
crashed
on sector 3.
A different fatality. Hopefully, we can see that. And see what has happened. There you go. He's hit the tyre wall.
Yeah, he's lost it, I think, on the curb or something. And
I tell you what,
fatality is
he's got a bit of a job. He's got a job to do here.
Although we know you can overtake here.
This is real life. This is apart from this season it won't be, but this is Ferrari's castle, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
This is Ferrari's Fort Knox when they're actually on pace.
Chapelele's just done his first lap at 4/10 quicker than anyone else. We've got anyone flying. We've got Abbasus. I mentioned that he's in the relegation zone, but that's only because he just joined. So we'll ride on board with him. And we'll see if you can talk us, Mr. Karoon, through sector...
this is the man who you did say was Div 2 pace. And
no,
I think today...
Energetics.
Well, yeah. Oh, we've got a bit of a mess going on here. There we go. Moving out the way, braking nicely, and...
Well, Abbasus got pole on his debut last time. Not last time, in Canada. Do you remember?
Yeah, he's done very well. Obviously,
and he's only... It's an okay time to 126.1.
1.1 seconds off Chapelele, but obviously we know
Onboard view of Emerson. One of the quickest.
Well, to be honest,
drivers.
That turn 2 there is very, very easy to lose that car, especially if he's running no traction.
Done it many times.
Yeah, it can be brutal. It does throw you off. He's hitting these apexes, getting all the maximum out of the track. Seeming very committed as well. It's not like people were around Canada last week, backing out, making sure they couldn't hit the wall. We've got a bit more runoff.
Someone's gone way off in the runoff on the minimap. It's a McLaren. I won't bother.
Yeah, that is a McLaren. That'll be FTH. He's another new driver we've got here as well. And it is nice to see new faces around. He has gone off massively again, but I think that is just to get out the way of the Red Bull. Now he's coming in, maybe taking a little bit too much of that curb there and not giving himself the best run. But
what on earth happened there?
Good job ghosting's a thing.
Yeah, that was bizarre.
But Emerson's here we go, Emerson coming across the line. I'm expecting a good lap here. It's looked very clean and tidy.
Purple first sector.
There we go.
Yeah, not quite enough to even get a purple middle or final, but still a good effort. Only 2/10 off Chapelele. We've seen Alan do a time of 125.7.
FTH is out of the session as well. I'm going to sit on board with
the same point as...
He looked a bit wobbly, if I'm being honest.
He's crashed exactly the same point as Paulie Orange, but on the opposite side.
The other side of the track.
That corner just before the DRS zone in Sector 2, with no ABS, is well, even with ABS it's horrible because it's very easy to outbrake yourself. But with no ABS, it's absolutely brutal on lockup.
So I'm just having a look at the championship leader. He's coming around using not the maximum of the track that he could have, but this is going to be a solid lap. He's going to be a couple tenths off, but it's not bad. Obviously, these guys just want to be top 15. That's the aim here. Obviously, Energetics is on an outlap now. Hats off to him, though, because obviously he's gone to no line this season. So he's going to be nowhere near the pace that he's used to seeing.
Jonathan Cox goes 5th.
And to be fair to him,
is coming
be
up
perfectly
to...
fair to Energetics, it takes quite the commitment to see yourself drop to the back and still...
Well, Farhad looks like he nailed that corner.
Do that.
Yeah, the corner I was talking about, Velocity, was the corner just before the DRS zone. I remember when I first learned no ABS, it's so difficult not to lock up.
Just a lock-up corner.
Yeah, it's brutal, that corner. But it's actually why this track is probably best for learning no ABS, because it's one of the hardest. But Farhad looked tidy through that corner. He's not
really
purple.
Pushing the track limits there.
Yeah.
Seems like he's got a bit of an understeery setup, though. Low wings, fast in a straight line. That's what I'm getting from it. Struggling on the exits of corners to keep the car on the track.
This looks like it's going to be the 26s. Yep, it's a 26-2. That puts him 10th.
We've got Farf on an outlap, Dan on an outlap, Gurman in the pits, and Nosey in the pits. We've currently lost 2 drivers.
And that wasn't retirements in the pits from any quali bans. That was both at the same point.
These guys need to be top
on the exit
3.
of the final corner.
I don't think we've actually had we've had 1 quali ban, I think, this season.
Yeah, we haven't had many.
Division 1.
Because
and
generally...
that was Energetics from an incident in Japan, which he actually gave to himself, to be fair to him.
Yeah. Because generally the driving has been really clean this season. Because Emerson retires in the pits. He's confident. But Chapelele's on an outlap.
Just set a purple sector 1.
Yeah, we're on board with him now. But Chapelele's on an outlap, so he's not happy with being fastest at the moment. But to be fair, if Farf can keep up this...
We know how critical this guy is of his own pace. But
that's what the best drivers are like. They're never satisfied.
I do know Farf this is one of his strongest tracks, I'm pretty sure. So,
well, a good result would help him a lot if he wants to continue next season.
He want a points finish today.
Definitely. And of course, doing that, big part of doing that is getting you high up the grid as possible.
Definitely messing up that.
Farf hasn't had that many great qualifying sessions this year. Neither's Knowlesy, to be fair, but he always does well in race. So these 2 from ALR will be hoping to improve their qualifying performances. It's 126.166 from F1 Farf. That puts him 10th.
Through.
We've got Dan just rounding the final corner.
Dan's one who's really been weird with qualifying actually this year.
He quite often retires in the pits without setting a lap, and it really baffles me.
Chapelele spun and just trying to get
He's kept out
a little too much off from the car, and we just had Energetics avoid the car. He's not on a lap. He's 21 seconds up on his delta.
He's doing a lot of laps. He hasn't come in yet. It's a bit odd. He's done
he does that though, doesn't it? I think it's him getting used to the track.
Yeah, maybe practice. There's a big lock up there. He's gone really wide. Will he be going into the pits?
Yes, he will.
Could you keep an eye out on the comments, because I think we've had a couple now. Gurman's on his outlap. He's literally about to start, and here he goes. We've also got he's the only one apart from Tango might be on a lap as well. Chapelele's retired from the session. He's just going to have to be happy with that 25-0 because he doesn't want to put it in the wall.
So Jonathan Cox has said good evening, and Magnus Nikolai F1 has said good evening as well. But yeah, that's the only comments we've had so far.
Well, good evening to them both. Jonathan Cox currently sitting P5, the 125.6. Well, I don't know if you saw there. Gurman's gone purple, but I'm not sure if I believe that, because he merely lost the rear. You know, you said about the
it's
second
not purple
corner.
Time.
Yeah, and you know about the second corner. He had so much of the rear end going out, and even through there, it looks like he's got a really unstable setup, sliding all over the place.
He's a very, very long way off the purple times, actually. He's maybe 6-7 tenths going through the first sector. Whether he can make that up going through here is another question, though. But obviously, he's been consistent this year, I think. He's not been too bad.
He has. He had a bit of a slow start, but after some solid recent results in the mid-stint of the season, he's put himself in a far better position. And that's frustrating. That's right on the last corner, and he dives into the pits. Knowlesy's still yet to set a time. We've got Farhad on an outlap. We've got Milan on an outlap.
Jonathan as well. Tango is actually on a lap.
He's doing an energetics though, in terms of he's done 4 laps on those softs.
He's currently 2 seconds.
Yeah, he's
down.
I think he's just doing practice, similar to energetics in that regards. Behind him is Milan.
It is in danger at the moment of starting at the back. He will be looking to improve on that as soon as he can. We've got Farhad going on a lap now, so if you want to sit on board with him.
We've got Milan as well, who I'm going to sit on board with at the moment. Who, do you remember at the start of the season, he was one of the quickest drivers in VIL in terms of he'd always be up there in qualifying, but he'd struggle in the race a lot more in terms of he'd have... as he hits that curb, he nearly loses the car and the back end. That would have cost him time already. But we do know that Milan, especially in qualifying, is a rapid driver. He just hasn't had the best luck.
And he's given up on this lap.
Yeah, he's backed off. I think that will be because of the lack of grip he had. And again, as you said, that crucial second corner, so many drivers are getting caught on the curb. This looks a bit of a cautious lap from Farhad. Maybe reading that wrong. But the way he took...
You're reading it wrong. He's 3 temps up. Well, 4 temps up.
I don't know, it just looked very cautious through that.
Which is a very, very competitive time, actually. We rule out the fact Emerson and Chapelele are in a bit of a world of their own.
What's this going to be?
It's going to be decent.
Yeah, it's a 25.9. Yeah, no, it's a 2/10 improvement, and that puts him up to P8. And that's Farhad safely through. Because actually only one other person will be eliminated along with Paulie Orange and FDH because of the fact that Paulie Orange and FDH obviously crashed out. So at the moment, Knowlesy's going to be joining them, but he hasn't done a lap yet, neither's German, but they're both on outlaps. Knowlesy's about to start his outlap. So we'll stay on board with Knowlesy, I think. Milan has started another lap. Jonathan Cox retires in the pits, he's safely through. And we'll keep an eye on both Milan and German and Knowlesy.
You're forgetting massively about Dan right now.
And Dan, sorry, yes. Milan's slightly up on his first sector time. About half a tenth. Dan also on a lap.
Just looking at his sector times. It's purple sector 2, but I don't think that is a purple sector 2. It's this stupid glitch that
not on a lap anymore. Yeah, the glitch is frustrating. It's difficult to judge, isn't it?
Well, here we go. He's going to come across the line. He's going to set, I think, a 25 something.
That's correct.
There you go, 25.6.
So he will be in Q2. German is currently along Sector 2. Is Knowlesy's further ahead of him, so we'll go on board with Knowlesy. It's going to be between the two Mercedes, really, to see which one of them gets eliminated, unless energetics can improve.
Farf.
Yeah. They are the people at risk, I'd say.
Well, also, we've got Knowlesy coming round now. Looking again at probably a 26, 25, yeah.
25.661, that's a very good time.
Very strong.
He's definitely safely through.
Now we've got German coming for us, it's 26 flat.
That might be enough.
No, he is safe. Fatality and Milan are in the pit. So if Farf and Hilke can improve, Milan's out.
Yep. Yeah, he's in the pits. He's not going to have time to do another lap. This will be the final run. We'll be on board with Farf first because he's ahead of energetics just in terms of the track position. But we will switch and we'll keep an eye on both sector times. So Farth coming down to the second corner now. This is where so many have had difficulties with traction, but he's done it pretty well through there. Quite solid. And a good start to the lap. We await to see that first sector time. Very much on the curbs there. He's slightly up, just under half a tenth.
Hilker's a tenth up on his time.
Interesting, of course. Farth is
so he actually needs 2 to 3 tenths.
Yeah, he needs to improve more than Farth does if he wants to get through. So you see Farth come down. That's a terrible angle. I didn't see how Energetics did that corner because it's very easy to lock up, and I know he runs no OBS. Into the end of the second sector, into these sweeping corners then, and Farth is 2 tenths up in his second sector. Milan must be sweating.
Energetics 3.68 up on his lap.
3
if he actually gets a no, 3.68.
Oh, 3 tenths.
Yeah,
sorry, that was.
Yeah, I don't know why
awful.
I said a point.
What is Farth doing?
Yeah, no. Farth's come in, not knowing that
he's been knocked out.
Farth's out.
What on earth was that? He would have comfortably been through. I am baffled by that decision by Farth. He was comfortably through, and he's just come in when Energetics was right behind him. I mean, surely he must have been aware that he wasn't safe.
I don't know.
Energetics did a 1:25.760, so a very decent time from him. I think Farth was going to be maybe about a tenth quicker than that, actually. I think he would have got about a 1:25.6 or...
Well, that's him out.
I know, it's bizarre. I'm actually baffled by that decision. Maybe just a lapse of judgment, or is he purposely thought, nah, I don't want to go into Q2? Very bizarre decision. I'm sure he'll be kicking himself with that. But yeah, as it is, from that qualifying session, we lose 3 drivers. 2 of them we lost to the wall in Poorly Orange and FTH, and that was at the end of Sector 3. And then F1 Farth, yeah, could have got through. Milan is a very lucky boy at the moment because, yeah, he just scrapes through, and he wouldn't have if F1 Farth would have crossed the line, but he decided to come into the pits. So Milan has been given a second chance in this Q2, so he'll be hoping to utilise that, because I'm not sure he's going to get that lucky again. Are we expecting much variation in strategy, do you think, or is it just going to be everyone trying
it's
to
a medium
go on the
hard,
yeah,
if I'm being honest. Well, we've got we've got Nosey on the softs.
you can't make a soft hard work, yeah.
It's difficult. It's very difficult. The soft, medium, soft is also an option. It's possibly about 10 seconds slower though, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see very minimal soft runners. Only the guys who aren't too confident in getting into Q3, just like the real life F1.
Yeah, we've only got 5 drivers on the softs at the moment. Everyone else has selected at least the mediums, and the first of them out is Milan. He's probably taking this opportunity to just breathe, compose himself. The fact that he's managed to get through when he really shouldn't have, but obviously we saw that error from Farth in going into the pits, but Milan won't care because he's still got a good chance of getting into Q3 and having a shot at pole, because we know he has got pace. So yeah, he will be the first to cross the line. Just behind him, that is the Williams of Fatality.
So we've got Hilker saying it's official. He hates this track. We know he's got strong feelings about this track, don't we?
Yeah, we've known that for a while, haven't we?
And Dan Hillbeam saying Droftas with the big sandbags. Yeah, I think I've got to agree with that. I really don't believe he's pushing what's his potential.
The logic for him going out on the softs, do you think? Because he's easily quick enough to get through on the mediums, surely. So.
Well, these might be a used set, or he might have a soft hard strat.
Or he could be quick enough for the 2 stops, I guess, if they're safety cars and you have the pace to make it work, which Droftas you'd imagine would.
Well, he's been the most consistent driver this season by quite a way.
And consistency wins you championships, as we know. Milan now coming to the end of the first sector.
Whether he gets swallowed up, because obviously he's had a couple...
Milan, is that going to be the wall? He's lost his wheel. We were on board when it happened, and that is an end to Milan. He got through, he was given a second chance, and he's lost it on the curb at Sector 2. And yeah, that's the end of his Q2.
He's saying, "Wish I could be racing," and Dan Pilbeam saying, "Bank a lap from Droftas guaranteed." So yeah, we're not going to see a proper lap here from Droftas, apparently.
Well, we're not going to see a proper lap from Milan because his wheel's off. Fatality will be the first ones across the line now with his lap. We've got someone who's crashed in Sector 1.
Just have a look at that. That's Farhad, who's off. He's got front right end plate damage. Yeah,
it looked like there was damage. 125.9. Then that's going to be the next person across the line. That's on the softs. Tango with a medium time of 126.7. Elan next across the line will be. Well, no, Chapelet is going into the pits. Next across the line will be Andreas, I do believe. It will be Andreas. Let's see what time he can set. It's a 126.7, fastest of the medium runners so far. Next across the line will be Abbasus, who will want another strong qualifying showing after his debut in Canada where he got pole. Didn't go for things didn't really quite go as well in the race, but he'll be hoping to prove his real pace.
Yeah, no, that's
a definite slow lap. Yeah, 129.723. Elan, I think, is doing the same thing because he's just done a 130.01.
Dan just said Milan doing Milan things. Yeah, just doing what he does best, I guess.
He does seem to have a thing ever since the start of the season where he was qualifying well. Since that first stint of the season, he does seem to love a crash in qualifying.
And apparently, he's going to be out for a while. He might be dying. I'm not quite sure what.
German goes quickest with a 125.854. Yeah, and it was something to do with his PS4, I think.
Oh yeah, his PS4's broken. But you know, he's basically dead now. Then, so black helmets next week.
So Jonathan Cox, the next one. He's on an outlap, but he'll be the next one to set a time, I think. That's I presume Droftas and Elan will pit to go on the mediums. They've done their slow banker on the softs. But yeah, we did at least catch the crash on the stream. So I'm happy with that. At least.
I do like a good crash in qualifying, apparently.
Yeah.
He used to be Elhan, who used to be the man who would bring the spectacular crashes, but he's been alright so far.
Well, he's recovered really well after that Spain crash in terms of his virtual character's not dead somehow. We were certain we'd witnessed his death, but apparently not. Jonathan Cox then starts his lap. Chapelele will be soon behind him.
Emerson is now starting a lap as well on the medium compounder tyres. So we'll be seeing him fly a little bit up that order. I reckon he could possibly be the quickest of the medium runners. I'm expecting a 26.5 from Emerson.
No pressure then for Emerson if he's listening. But we are expecting a 26.5. And anything less. And you'll get a lot of abuse. He's done a purple first sector, 27.7. So, for reference, Fatality did Milan, before he crashed, in the first sector, did a 28.0. So, he's 0.3 up on that time. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 1, but that's just people getting out of the way. Well, Milan just for some reason quoting quoting Nico Rosberg in 2016, saying, "Yes, Muppy, we did it, we did it." So at least he's finding some. He's finding ways to cope with another crash in qualifying as Emerson goes purple in the middle sector. I don't imagine this surely isn't going to be the quickest time of them all, is it, on the mediums? If you were expecting a 1:26.5.
Well, I was just looking at Andreas' time, and he was 2 tenths up on Andreas last time, so...
Yeah, he did do a very good first sector. It is a
1:26.1.
4 tenths quicker than your prediction. Shocking for me, really, isn't it?
Well, you know, I was looking at everyone else's time, and yeah, no, he's outdone himself.
Chapelele is coming around the final corner now. Gotta be careful not to
It's
be
not
too
gonna...
hard on the throttle there, and it's a 1:26.122. So he's just quicker than Emerson, but he does go quickest of the medium runners.
We could see a good race there if Chapelele can actually put himself together and not fall apart under the pressure of Q3 this week.
He's always been pretty much favourite for pole in terms of his times in Q1 and Q2, but a bit of a Bottas sometimes in terms of when it comes to Q3, but not a Bottas in the race. He won outside. He won last time out in Belgium, and we'll be looking to get another win here today. Obviously joining late, probably just a bit too late for him to join the championship fight. But he's still quite high up in the table. He's in 6th. He'll probably be aiming for a top 4 finish.
So we've got Cameron in the chat saying saucy.
Excellent. What a great informative
I'm
comment.
sure he's just discovered the ketchup in his kitchen. He's probably eating a burger right now, knowing him. And then Dan is saying, gutted I'm not racing after getting pole last week. Yeah, it would have been great to see you back, actually. And to see if you could follow up that pole. Maybe put everything aside and attend all the time. Doesn't matter what's happening.
Well, Dan are getting a bit twitchy on the exit, but this still looks like it will be a solid medium time. So
I don't think that's going to be good enough, if I'm being honest, to get him through to Q3.
Well, it's only good enough for 9th at the moment. It's quite close from 5th down to 1. We've got Jonathan Cox on outlap. He hasn't set a time yet. Gurman is on a flying at the moment. He's slightly down on his first sector time at the moment, though. He's obviously quickest in Q2 at the moment, but he is on the soft tyres. He's gone back out on another set of softs, I guess, to ensure that he gets through to Q3. Big lock up there, but it's very easy to do. But actually, you know what? It doesn't look to have slowed him down too much there. He managed to carry the speed well and not outbrake himself. Going to take as much of the track limits as he can before that swooping hairpin and this S section. If you get too much on that inside curve, you can quite easily spin. And he's up on his time in the middle sector. It is a purple sector. Half a tenth up. So this looks like it will be an improvement unless he botches the exit or invalidates. No, he keeps it within track limits.
And he's run out of fuel.
He hasn't run out of fuel. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
I'm talking about Dan.
Gurman's just teleported into the pits for me. Well, I wasn't
Yeah, no,
spectating, Dan, so that's poor from you. Really poor.
Well, you know what?
Can we get
I
a
don't
hashtag
care.
fire velocity trending in the chat, please?
Wouldn't that be like a sort of...
It'd be a
I
coup.
forgot the word. No.
No.
A takeover.
Oh, right.
But I forgot what, like, the violent way of doing it is.
Coup.
No.
Yes, that is a violent takeover.
No!
Oh,
I'm talking
God.
about, like... Oh, you don't understand me.
This is infuriating. A violent takeover is a coup.
One of us won't be alive next week.
Oh, I really hope
We're gonna
it's
kill
me.
each other.
That won't be alive at this rate because I just won't have to hear this shit again. Jonathan Cox is coming into the pits. He's invalidated. He still hasn't set a time. Will he have? He should
Draft test. How's your
just
bottle?
about.
coming out on the mediums now. He's got 1 lap. That's
Yeah.
all he's going to get.
Ice running through his veins. But do you think Jonathan Cox is... Yeah, he should just about have enough time to come out again, isn't he? But he hasn't set a time yet. Neither's Energetics. Energetics is on an outlap. Droftas, though, will be the first one of them lot to set a proper time. Energetics also hasn't set a time. Alan hasn't set a proper time. And Jonathan Cox, after that invalidation, will have to go out again as German retires. He's confident he's through, which is completely understandable.
So we only have 3 people out on track. Are we actually going to get any more? Or is everyone just sort of...
Jonathan Cox could come back out again. He needs to if he wants to get through.
There's no movement. That's it. No,
Yeah,
wait, we've got a Ferrari moving.
That's Jonathan Cox.
There it is.
Yeah, he should just get out in time.
Yeah, apart from that, I think that's everyone.
So, Farhad, Dan
yeah,
Murphy,
that's it.
Nolsey have all retired.
We do have a late mover from Abbasus, I would assume. But I don't know if he's going to get around in time.
Well, what's interesting is, yeah, Farhad, Dan Murphy, Nolsey, they've retired. So, those, with 4 drivers left, you got to say, from Abbasus down to Farhad, they're all at risk.
Oh, it's Chapelele who came out right at the end.
Yeah. So yeah, Abbasus, Nolsey, Dan Murphy, and Farhad all at risk as Droftas starts his lap.
Just drifting through
Yeah, I
turn
was
2
about
there.
to say that didn't look too stable through there. But this doesn't have to be the quickest time. This
So what
just
we're
has
looking
to be
at 27s coming
I think
through.
You'll have to be in the
28.
26s at least to get a, as in the full lap time. I know you're talking about the sectors, but I think the safe time will probably be a 26.728, which is Andreas's time, because only 4 drivers can go quicker, so everyone from 6th upwards is safe.
Well, we've got a
Energetics
yellow
retired.
flag.
He's retired, and that's on. He's crashed it in sector 1. We can just see on the mini map.
Is that Energetics? Yeah, that's him out.
Yeah, he's crashed out.
We'll never be able to see the remains of that
disappeared.
car.
It's disappeared.
But Droftas is 2.5 seconds up on his time. So he is going to make it unless he's...
Invalidation
go.
here is possible though, or a spin, but no, he's
No,
done
he's done
absolutely.
very safe there.
This is looking very good. 26.4 and comfortably through. What about his teammate? His teammate's also 2.393 seconds up on his time. Oh, bit of understeer out of that final corner. It's still just enough, and that knocks Dan Murphy out, and now Jonathan Cox. Well, I'll tell you what, Nolsey will be watching nervously because Jonathan Cox can knock him out here. Bit of a lock-up through there, doesn't affect his speed too much.
I'm confused.
You're confused. Why
Chapelele's on the softs.
Yeah, but
He's through on the mediums.
Yeah, I'm confused. Maybe he's just doing it for fun. We'll come back in. We'll keep an eye on that. Jonathan Cox has just gone purple in the 2nd sector, and I'm pretty sure that's legit because he's on the soft tyre.
Does look like Nolsey's going to be saying goodbye, and that might be all she wrote for him in qualifying.
Yeah, this is going to be a very competitive time by Jonathan Cox. It's going to be the fastest time by 8 tenths.
Well, I think that's the fastest time we've had today.
I think it might just match Chapelele's, but that's the end of qualifying. And I tell you what, I haven't got the exact stat for it, but that must be... And it's yet another time that Dan Murphy's missed out on Q3. So despite being 2nd in the championship, he doesn't seem to get through to Q3 that often. I guess it all comes in the race pace. But yeah, Jonathan Cox quickest in that session. We lose Nolsey, Dan Murphy, Farhad, Energetics, who had that crash right at the end, and Milan, who was the first one out, and the first one to crash out in the session as we were on board with them. So yeah, we're now into the top 10 shootouts, and let's hope for a good battle for pole position.
I'm going to reverse this on you now.
Oh, I was gonna.
You do
Yeah,
the predictions.
yeah. Oh. Well, I'm so sorry to whoever I choose to predict because you know that it won't happen. If I say you're going to get pole, you're not going to get pole. It's the commentator's curse. Whether it's the commentator or the co-commentator, no one's got it right when they predicted. So, I'm just going to do it with my eyes closed because I don't want to curse anyone deliberately. So I'm just going to go, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by his toe. If it squeals, let it go, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Oh, and I've landed on Abyssus, who got pole in Canada. So I'm going for Abyssus.
I have my guess.
Who are you going to curse?
Jonathan.
Okay, unlucky Jonathan, unlucky Abyssus. It wasn't your fault, okay? It wasn't your fault, guys. It was our fault. It's the commentator's curse. Emerson's first out.
Emerson is.
What is Emerson? You said Emerson is. I'm just interested to know what he is.
A Haas driver, I guess.
Well done.
I didn't actually mean to say it is.
Well, too late.
Well, I probably did actually. I was probably meant to say it's rapid, but we'll have to wait and see how his bottle is.
This always happens to me at the end of the year, the end of the season of real life F1. All the cars grow on me. In terms of how
yeah, the
look.
Haas still hasn't though. It's a grim car.
The Haas from the outside, but when that view we just had there, of sort of the cockpit view with the black, it looks really nice. I wish they would have kept it black like they had last season.
Yeah, but Rich Energy and stuff.
Yeah, but you can still just have black, but just with different sponsors. Rich Energy don't own
I
the
like
colour
Lotus.
black.
Yes, they do.
Oh yeah, no,
that's
I absolutely love Lotus.
Yeah, no, that's why Lotus had to drop out, and then obviously, apparently, Rich Energy are now sponsoring Mercedes. That's how they've managed to get that colour. But no, Lotus was a beautiful car.
Yeah, it really was, and a quick car at that as well.
Raikkonen had some of his some more quotable races in that.
Grosjean had some really good races in that. I remember when Lotus got a...
He also tried to murder
of course,
Alonso as well.
But I remember when Lotus got a 1-2 at the Nürburgring. I think that was in 2012, 2011. I can't remember which year it was. In fact, I think it was 2011 because 2012 was the year where Grosjean attempted to murder people. Emerson, anyway, if we do our waffling, it's a quick first sector, 27.5. That's 0.2 quicker than his first sector in Q2 for his quickest time. So certainly upping the tempo and the pace, giving everything in Q3. I'm surprised you didn't go for Emerson, but I'm glad. I guess Emerson will be glad that you didn't, because it means he's got a shot at pole.
Yeah, no, I kind of... Emerson was the obvious choice, I think. Emerson and Chapelele and Droftas are the obvious ones. I wanted to back someone who hasn't particularly had the best of Season 2s.
Jonathan Cox has got pole, though. He got pole in Hungary. He's had a pole position this season.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, it's not all come together for him,
he's not one of the regulars at the top, I get that. Emerson is a 1:25.031.
Which is actually slower than Jonathan Cox's time.
Does a 1:25.94. Chapelele's invalidated. Abyssus, who I backed, as a 1:25.4. Droftas a 1:25.3.
Here comes Jonathan.
That sounded like a horror movie quote. And Emerson still currently top.
Oh, and Chapelele's invalidated it.
Yeah. Alan goes across the line. He does a 1:25.5. German will be the next one to cross the line as Chapelele's invalidated.
I think
going very close.
One word I would say as advice just to Chapelele, because he's so quick. He doesn't have to push 100% in the qualifying for his first lap. I think he just needs to get himself a time on the board.
Yeah.
Get himself maybe top 5, because he can do that quite easily, I think.
German's got the slowest of the time lapse so far, the 1:26.352, and with Chapelele invalidating his lap, currently on provisional pole is Emerson.
Whoa.
With a 1:25.
You're looking at how close Andreas is, though.
Yeah, wow, I did not even notice that. That is incredibly close. Emerson, if you can't see that because it's in blue, it's quite difficult to see.
It's
125.031 purple. Sorry, yeah, I'm colourblind. 125.031.
No, that's a
for
poor
Emerson,
excuse.
and 125.063 for Andreas.
Oh dear. So, let's talk about next year. No Vietnam next year. So obviously the track developers
I think
of
it's
this
good.
game, yeah, but you got a feel for like Codemasters and that.
I would if they didn't give the crap excuse of saying, well, we can't add games that aren't already coded in when they've got it coded on Project Cars, which Codemasters owns. They've got the Imola track, they've got Nürburgring. They haven't got Portimao, but they've got, they could at least put some of them in. The ones that they have got coded. So, but yeah, as I said, Vietnam, from judging it from the game and just the track layout and everything, it really looked like another Russia, and we do not need another Russia on this calendar, or another Spain.
Well, I feel like we will do, because we've got Saudi Arabia now.
Well, yeah, to be fair, I haven't really looked at the track layout.
That's another street circuit.
Yeah,
I think.
Well, it doesn't matter if it's a street circuit. Street circuits can still be
Yeah,
good.
but
it depends on the track layout. Have you seen the track layout, or are you just going off? Well, exactly.
I'm just going off.
Judge.
But the thing is, right, is I don't like the way Liberty Media are taking the sport, because they're adding street circuit after street circuit after street circuit.
It's
I know what
becoming
they're
a bit
trying
like
to do.
Formula E in terms of still being street circuits.
It's a track sport. It's
Yeah.
not. We're not here to drive around London city centre.
And the tracks, some of the best.
To be honest,
are the proper.
it takes away the effect of Monaco. If I'm being honest.
Exactly, and you have those amazing tracks that are proper racing tracks like Nürburgring, Portimao, Mugello, Monza. All of these amazing proper tracks. And then unfortunately you have the boring ones, but they are still proper tracks, even if the final chicane
they're the ones that are getting
horrific
kept
in Spain.
Yeah.
Well, there's still one race to be decided where it is, and it looks like if it's going to be one of the older ones, it looks like it might be Turkey, which I think would be good. Although we'll have to see how good the racing is this weekend.
I know it will never happen, but I would absolutely love, with all my heart, to see Malaysia come back.
Yeah.
That was possibly my favourite track on the calendar.
It was a really fun track.
Well, it's not just fun. I love the hairpin at the final corner, the double straight. Obviously, Nick Heimfeld got a podium there. It was such a good track. You got some proper racing as well.
Chapelele's gone purple in Sector 2 by just half a tenth.
He needs to make sure he doesn't invalidate now. Here we go. Wonder if he's taken my advice or if this is a full send lap. I
don't get drivers.
I don't think he's happy, and
but
if he
that would have been a
set
banker.
that, but he doesn't have enough time to do another run.
Yeah, I guess so. That's why he's doing all that. But I still, some interesting decisions still. But yeah, continuing our debate about next season, as I said, I'll wait until. I mean, I love the Turkish Grand Prix track, but obviously we'll see how it is with modern F1 cars. Unlike Imola, which the F1 cars are way too wide, and there wasn't great racing anyway before the modern F1 cars. Like even back in the day, Imola races weren't particularly exciting. But in terms of the Turkish Grand Prix, before, when you had some amazing battles between Button and Hamilton, then obviously Webber and Vettel, they came together, and it's really good, especially Turn A. So if that is a good race, hopefully that will come back, and that will be the one that replaces Vietnam. If not,
I think
what realistically do you think will be the one that replaces it? As Abbasus goes fourth fastest with a 120.
I think Hockenheim could come back, if I'm being honest.
But we know they're struggling for money at that circuit, which is why they couldn't even host it this year.
I think it will probably, sadly, be another street circuit. That's
No, it has to be one
the
that's
way.
already built.
Yeah, I know, but the way they're doing it, they're gonna look for a street circuit. And
But
you say it has to already be built, but it's a street circuit. They just put them together like a weekend before or two.
But that's the frustrating thing, though, is that, as German invalidates, is that we've, the tracks that we've really loved in this revised calendar have been the old school tracks. So you think, oh, maybe it's a wake up call for F1 to go, let's race at some more old school tracks. But
England are 2-0 up at half time.
Don't really care about England, to be fair.
But yeah, no, they've sort of completely ignored what the tracks everyone's loved. Like Mugello was an incredible race.
Yeah. It just really quashes the hype, in my opinion, like for next year, because I'm like, as much as obviously I'll be excited before, like when it eventually comes around to it, it's just like once the season ends, as we get to the end of the season, I'm sort of like dreading. I'm like, oh, next season we got the same, calendar and the same sort of boring races. Because let's be honest, the cars aren't gonna. Oh, someone's away.
German's gone exploring.
Yeah, he's not got any.
He's going to. I think he thinks that area's a skate park, but you know.
Yeah, but yeah, like as I was saying, the problem is that you have so many tracks now that considering what we've been treated to this year, that are just going to seem even more boring. And let's be honest, the cars aren't going to change next year. There's no regulation change. There might be a few
Mark
teams...
is still going to absolutely destroy everyone.
There might be a few teams that might be slightly quicker, like maybe McLaren are slightly quicker next year, or Renault are slightly quicker. But there's not going to be any major differences. There's not even going to be that much movement in the driver market. Yes, Fernando Alonso's coming back, but that's not too exciting to me. As I said, I think that should go to a younger driver. So yeah, it's a bit frustrating, and it feels like it's a real filler in terms of it's just a season in between, and then we're just waiting until 2022, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Fatality 125-6. That's his.
Well,
final...
if Hamilton stays, he'll get another championship. We know that. He'll get his 8th. But yeah, we'll
Tango's
pay attention
improved.
to qualifying now.
And he's gone. He's gone quickest.
Provisional pole.
124.9.
That is an incredible time there.
Well, I said he'd improved, but goodness me. Chapelele's gone purple in the first sector, though. Who's going to be next to cross the line?
But we don't know if he's going to invalidate this or something.
Droftas will be the next one to cross the line. He's almost a 10th up on his second sector time. I'm not sure that's going to be good enough for pole unless he's had an unbelievable first sector and he nails this final sector. But let's see if he can prove me wrong. There's no commentator's curse.
Braking a little bit early for that final corner, actually. It's not going to be a pole position time.
No, 125.2 only lifts him up a position. Next up is going to be Emerson. Oh, he's not. He went a bit of a bump over there. But
here we go.
Doesn't matter. He's gone provisional pole. He's gone provisional pole.
Just as well,
Jonathan
but Andreas
Cox.
is going to... Well, we've got... Oh,
Jonathan Cox
Chapelele.
goes provisional pole. Unbelievable. Chapelele goes provisional pole. Can Andreas beat it? He can't. No. He goes second. And we're just waiting for Alan. He's 0.3 up on his time.
Come on, Alan. Provisional pole. Oh.
It didn't come up with anything.
No, he's sick.
He's sick. Well, Chapelele has finally broken that curse of Q3 and got pole position.
I tell you what, it ramped up near the end.
Did.
Like
we had like 4. Well, it originally obviously in provisional pole we had Emerson, then we had Tango, then we had Emerson again, then we had Jonathan Cox, then we had Andreas, and then we had Chapelele. Sorry, then we had Chapelele.
So it's in order the way they've actually come across the line as well.
No,
so...
apart from Andreas, because he came across the line last. But yeah, pretty much.
I feel like Droftas is going to be a bit pissed off with his.
Yes, he's been out-qualified by his teammate. That's one of the first times in a long time. Down in 7th, and obviously last race out, although he did extend his championship lead last time out of Belgium, he got 4th place, and although he won the race before that, he then DNF'd Italy, so he'll get a bit worried if his form starts to dip, especially considering this is the final run, and once you have 1 or 2 bad results, it can really affect you mentally. So yeah, we're formation lap time. And you know what that means, Toby?
Bye.
Yeah,
I'll see you in a bit.
I will be back in a second.
Hopefully we don't get a formation lock glitch. As we do wait for the drivers to ready up, we have got 27 seconds and Milan has left, so I really don't hope he... I don't know. We might be getting a glitch, if I'm being honest. Milan's gone. And we've got 13 seconds. No. I will take you through the grid as soon as we get onto it. In 1 second. And more loading screens. So, going through the grid, we've just got our pit stop strategy showing up for me, which is medium hard or the medium soft medium. So, we've got Chapelele, his first pole of this season, I think. So, well done to him getting that bottle out the way, and he's already spun. Yeah, hopefully that's not a sign of things to come. Hopefully he can get back. But Andreas now leading the formation lap. He's smashed it in qualifying. A brilliant time, 24.9, I think it was, which is mental, really. Jonathan Cox, I know he's brilliant around this track. Hopefully he can get his season back on track and maybe get a win around here. You don't know. Emerson, a very, very quick man in P4. Tango in P5. Arhan in P6. Championship leader down in P7. He's not going to be the happiest with his qualifying result, but we know what he can do in the race. He's very, very consistent, and we'll see him later on. Abbasus in P8. Fatality at P9. Gurman rounding off the top 10. So Dan Murphy, our season 1 champion. Not having the greatest of seasons in terms of qualifying, but in terms of race pace, he's second in the championship, so it's got to say something for you. Then we've got Farhad in P13, Energetics in P14, running on the harder compounder tyres, so maybe being a bit different, reverse strategy in this. Then we've got Milan P15. Farf in P16. Paulie Orange and FTH are the only two that crashed out of qualifying in Q1. So they're going to have a bit of a job on their hands, and we'll see what they can do. Pretty sure Maz is back now, so I'll hand over to him for the start of the race.
So, yeah, welcome back. Well, welcome back to me, really. Velocity, do keep an eye on the comments as well. I did see Chapelele spin on the formation lap. Wonder if that would have affected him in any way. But, yeah, for some reason on my screen it's saying we're apparently lap 2 out of 29. I think that's incorrect. Okay, it's corrected itself now. Yeah, no glitch. Here come the red lights. And we're away. That looks like a good start for 4th place, Emerson. And Jonathan Cox has also had a good start. He's really flown off the start, hasn't he? Behind him, Andreas, Jonathan Cox. The Tango's making a move on Emerson. They bang wheels. But it looks like Emerson is going to have the inside line for this next corner.
There's moves absolutely everywhere going down this straight. Looking just like real life, really, just less sparks.
Gone round the long way, but they're still going to be side by side, trying to give each other as much room.
Keeping it clean. That's very, very impressive. Good racing from them two. And Emerson's got Droftas on him now.
Jonathan Cox has got past Andreas. Jonathan Cox has got past Andreas whilst we're looking at that Tango
he is
battle.
on the soft compound tyres as well. So he will be making a charge towards Chapelele. So we've got Droftas on the back of Emerson, and you know what we haven't noticed, Ailhan didn't have the greatest of starts. He's dropped down 2 to 3 positions, so he's going to have a little bit of making up to do.
Indeed. So Gurman close up to Abbasus, yeah, quite massively.